Monday. That means that we're here. And I'm joined always by Devstorm. Devstorm, say hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, and for the second week running, Cam Jizzle, my friendly neighborhood Cam, because I couldn't think of another word to rhyme with there. Cam's back. Cam, say hello.
Hello. Hello. I should have said like Obi-Wan. Dang it, I kind of messed that one up. Bottled it. Bottled it.
Fair enough.
Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it.
I soiled my trousers. Anyways, we're here in Britain this week, and it's supposed to not rain, which is awesome. So we're gonna have a full dry race, and these guys are gonna get at it pretty quick. Working on the good old side there with all the drivers' names. Might see Carson and Chong. That's actually Forge Power on PC, and below him, that's our caucus. They're back from last season. One little combo tonight. 13 drivers in the field. Should be relatively competitive. And Denny is about to start his flying lap. Does anyone want to take it away?
I don't even know where he's at here. All right, Denny is about to hit the finish line now. We're heading into Abbey. Turn 1. It's already invalidated. Very easy to do so there. So
We'll move back then.
he just literally backed out immediately.
Yeah, we got BK.
So, all right, DK now. Same thing. Here he comes into Abbey. Turn 1. Very easy to invalidate. We just saw. Turn 2. Now we're heading into the loop down at the end of 4 and 5 here. Here we go. BK's keeping it nice and tidy. And going around the loop into the Wellington straight. We have a caution in front of him. Hopefully the car will move to the side, and he does just that. Now we're going into Brooklands and left field here, the end of Sector 1. Beginning of Sector 2, going down into left field. Going on to the old pit straight here at Silverstone. To us old heads like myself. Down into the Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton Cops Corner, where Hamilton literally almost just killed Verstappen last season. A little bit off the track, but did not invalidate. Going into Meggetts and Beckett and leaving in the chapel. Keeping it neat and tidy through Meggetts and Beckett, hugging the inside line in chapel. Down the hangar straight, where I have a big issue trying to keep it on track. See if he does just that, and very nice and tidy through Stowe, and then down the hill to Club and Vale, keeping it very nice and tidy, going around Vale, very easy to oversteer, and a 129 start. Not a bad benchmark to begin.
Benchmark at all his team. All right. That we do for Taka here. Coming around turn 19, I believe, from my memory. Actually, it was P2, so nice to see our caucus there. The stream's lagging. That's if you want to tell him if it keeps lagging, Chad, I'll reset it.
Case has finally joined the lobby, so now we will have a 14-car field, which is better than 13.
Yeah.
Before we get too in-depth into it, just a couple of notes from last week. No incident reports, so the final standings remain as is. Jay Walker now officially has his first COS win from last week, and the round out the podium was Easy Rider, Yoey, and Tin Man. The standings are Tin Man still in the lead with 118, but Easy Rider is closing the gap. He is at 99. Jay Walker's in third with 79. Lightning Brown is with 55, with Jay's in fifth with 53. Then we start to see a huge drop-off. Case is in sixth with 29. Motown still technically classified at 27. Red Mask 6. BK has 24. Spectre rounds out the top 10. with 22. Gru has 14. Denny has 12. Sean Boy has 10. Texas Tornado, who is in AM2 with us, has 4. Nos Racing has 3. Clay Funk has 2. Steinman, who unfortunately is not with us as well, has 1. And the only person that has yet to score other than Arkaka and Porridge is Swifty.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sad. Cam, we kind of just boxed you out of the booth there for a little bit with Jake goes P2. What have you seen that we haven't seen the last couple of weeks here in AM2 or AM3? Cam's dead. That's awesome. Move right along from that. Texas Tornado says, would you guys like another set of eyes up there in the bar? That's up to you two. Do you want to make it this a 4-man broadcast?
that's up to you, my friend. You're the crew chief. I'm just a stat guy.
Texas, pick heads or tails. I'll flip a coin. Easy Rider Yoey, he's on the hot lap. We'll stay on board with him as he comes through. Abby, or not Abby.
Speaking of Easy Rider Yoey, those who have been following my power rankings will notice a significant change up at the top. Easy Rider finally flipped Tin Man. He is now the #1 dog in AM3.
Oh.
I have Easy Rider flipping Tin Man, Jay Walker still in 3rd, with Jay's in 4th, BK in 5th, Lightning in 6th, Spectre in 7th, Red Mask 8th, Gru 9th, Case 10th, Sean Boy 11th, Denny 12th, Nos 14th, Clay Funk 14th, and rounding out the field is Swiftly.
Yeah, he was not going through Abby. He was going through Village there. That's on my thought. Coming out of Mags and Begs down onto the Hangar Street. The penny be flipped right now. It's up in the air. He called heads. I bobbled the drop, so I gotta do that again as he comes through Stowe now. It's heads. Okay. So if you could add Texas Tornado to the booth, send him an invite. That'd be great.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. I was talking to my dad for a second. If you guys were asking me anything at any point in time in the last 2 minutes.
I said,
why
you
he's
know,
dead.
yeah, I said, Cam, you know, what's going? What have you seen? We haven't let you in the booth a
Yeah, I
lot.
was dealing with car insurance stuff.
Well, yeah, we thought you died, so that's great to hear that you didn't die. He's right here takes poll, and Texas Tornado will be in the booth shortly.
I'm getting there now. Give me 2 seconds.
Good job, Tony Robo. Yeah, thank you.
Do let's have toss.
I do.
Oh, Tin Man.
Can I have it by chance, or is that too much?
You would have to take it up with Mr. Tebow there, my friend.
Okay, yeah, no.
Um,
Don't worry about it.
Did you add Texas Tornado Cam?
Yeah, I added him.
Okay. That would be why. Okay.
Seeing the party or just the race?
I invited him into the lobby, and we're waiting on him into the booth as well.
Okay.
We got invites out. Texas Tornado, if you hear us.
Come home.
We're not in Kansas anymore. I don't know about that one.
Oh, he's here. So that's great to see. Mate, the 4-man booth, Texas Tornado, how you doing?
I am doing all right. How are y'all?
Hanging in there. Last time we had more than 3 people in the booth. Didn't go great, but that was also AM2. And that was with, or no, that was AM3 with Ecos Saint. We ended up being here. So, yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the rain race in Suzuka?
Yeah, I know. It was,
Sounds terrible.
yeah, it was pretty bad. If there's one stream I don't recommend going to rewatch, it's that one. That a lot of safety cars and a lot of time in my life watching cars die. Jay Walker takes pole. Kitten Putter says, Devstorm, you can just send Cam the link for tests. I don't know.
Howa?
You can just send the link, apparently. I don't know.
Oh boy, I don't even have the chat up. I got nothing up. Oh boy, hold on.
Deathstorm has fumbled the bag. Lightning McCrown clear on the final turn here, and across the line, that's going to go P5 for Mr. Lightning McCrown. Red Mask has validated, and everybody else has set a time. So that's Case, actually. Case got in the lobby late, so he's driving around now. We're on board with Case in your face. Anyways, Cam, what have you saw that I haven't seen so far?
For what? Sorry. I was reading Discord stuff.
Everyone's just fumbling the bag this week.
What have you seen?
Are we the Dallas Cowboys or what?
What have you seen that I haven't seen so far tonight, Cam? What tickles your fancy?
What am I supposed to answer? Like about what? Like this game?
Britain,
like, what
the
was
lobby.
calling?
Yeah, I mean, who's
I've been
surprising
like
you?
half paying attention to eating jerky and whatnot, and looking at Discord.
Cam, make up something.
We're on here with BK as he's going on to the whole pitch straight here. Let's see what his time is. I don't have the intervals up. Shoot. Okay, I got lap data up now. We'll see if he's up on his time when he comes through Magus and Beckus right through here. Looks smooth so far. Good exit, good exit. He's up on by 2/10. That could easily put him above 10 man potentially if he keeps it up. Final sector of turns here. Looks like he got a good exit here. Ooh, and a pole lap.
Out of club, 25.
Pretty good time for BK.
Yeah, the EU4 time this afternoon for us was a 127.8 by Mike's Middle Toe. At first glance, every time I see that username, I think of something completely different. Don't know why. But I believe he's a new driver in the EU4 tier, so hats off to the 127. How low do you think everybody is going to go tonight, or do you think the 128.5 is going to be it?
Texas Tornado, what do you think about that? You've raced with most of these guys. Do you think a 25 is going to stand?
I could see Easy Rider or 10 man low 28, high 27.
Oh.
How
does it feel back to be in your old
Storm.
stomping grounds?
Yes,
Test
sir.
Storm, do you remember what Tin Man was running earlier in practice?
Unfortunately, it was nowhere close.
Oh,
It was absolutely nowhere close. I think actually
practice is quality anyways in terms of like the way the track kind of handles. It's kind
Yeah,
of,
I think
it's kind of finicky.
I think he had a low 29, so he's actually a little faster. But then again, that's to be expected when you're running race trim versus quality trim per se.
Yeah. Tin Man's up by 2/10, or is he up by 3?
Almost
Oh, he was
4
up by
tenths,
yeah, okay. He was up by like a 10th and a half through the sector, but he's up 10ths on the lap.
So he's going for it. That AlphaTauri almost got in the way there. Looked pretty dangerously close to me. Tin Man going through. Time's gonna be, and wow!
Nice, Tin Man.
Okay, Tin Man, proving me wrong. All right.
I'm pretty new to watching the AM3 here, so people I got questions about is Kaka and the McLaren and Swifty. How are those guys regulars or Karsten regular?
They are. Our Kaka
Carson's
and
fun.
Porridge. Kirsten was Porridge Power last season. He was defending AM3 champion. So take for that what you will. Swifty, I brought him here, so he's part of the Death Storm Racing Academy, so to speak.
Don't make another one, please.
Jay Walker's got to come across the line. He's up by a half a hundredth, so I don't think that'll. Well, actually, that could potentially put him. But no. That's way too off. He's not going to beat BK's time unless in the third sector right here.
Down past Vale into Club. Have to see where Jay Walker ends up on this lap, bud.
He improved.
Well, you never know. He does not. 10th and will change. And I think he's done for qual. Yeah, he might be looking for a flyer. Not sure.
Case is on the grass, but he's on an outlap going down the Wellington Straight, so he
Through
may
Stone and
have
Crowns
to
at 5.5 tenths.
Oh shoot!
Down through Vale.
Almost had a different choice of words there instead of a shoe.
And into Club. Helmet matching that yellow back of the Ferrari. He's gonna go P8. And
oh, he lost so much time. He was only up 8,200. What happened?
It looked like he slid coming out of Vale. Just that little bit, and if you lose all that momentum, that last corner, you could lose easily 3/10.
With Jay coming across the line here, jumping up to P7.
he's got the Haas, a red mask. He's starting his flyer now. That is an invalidated ERY 108. The Alpine of BK. Says he has it took he's over a minute down in his time. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get across the line here. If he does, he'll definitely be the last one. He will. BK is going to be on a flyer, and qualifying has ended. I believe Case just came across. He is P4 still. The AlphaTauri Swifty, he will end up in P13. A lot of drivers diving into the pits there. The other AlphaTauri, he's actually going to finish his hot lap. No, he is already done. That DKR couldn't get around in time. Got a slow Ferrari on the back hanger straight. He looks to be done. We have the Haas red mask. Looks to the first of the flying wraps coming around. Great.
Easy Rider's the only one on a lap.
I think red mask.
And BK might be on a lap too.
No, red mask on a lap at the moment. This is his first lap, and he actually just went purple sector too. I'm on board.
Easy Rider's up 2.5 tenths.
Yep, I was about to say Easy Rider's up.
There you go. I'll stay on board at red mask here. He's going in the club in Vale now, so let's see where he's at.
Oh, it goes kind of wide, but I like that.
Yeah, he had a bad exit on the last
P3!
Easy Rider coming through the last corner.
He's going to take pole.
Oh, hello.
Up to BK now, in red mask.
It's up half a tenth. Let's see if he can say anything about Easy Rider's pole. Last man that can change the qualifying order here.
Come on, BK, let's see what you
Through
got.
Club. Oh,
PK
just across the
Oh.
line. 7 thousandths off of pole from Easy Rider. Go. E.
What a top three right there. That's interesting intervals.
Top 4, top 5 within just a shade over. Actually, no, just a shade under 2/10. That is crazy.
Pretty good field spread.
I'll start with the newest man in the booth here, Texas Tornado. What's your top 3 predictions for this evening?
I'll have to go 10-man, Easy Rider, and then I'll pull out Red Mask as my piece.
Red Mask, okay. Cam, go ahead.
We'll go with 10-man Easy Rider BK.
Easy Rider, BK. Before we go through, me and Shelly, Easy Rider on pole, BK P2, Tin Man P3, Red Mask P4, Jaywalker P5, Case P6, Sean Boy P7, Arkaka P8, Lightning McFrown P9, Spectre P10, Carson P12. Actually, I just completely messed up. Spectre P11, Carson P12. Pardon me. Denny 13th, 14th, and Case will be in the back.
Oh, you just with Jay. With Jay for the eighth. Whoa.
Yeah, I completely botched that. I am so sorry.
So race predictions though, chat. go ahead and put your predictions in. I'd love to see them. I'll be moderating the next few minutes. See what's up with that.
Shelly, go ahead on yours, my friend.
All right, let's go a little bit out of the box here. All right, let's go Tin Man P1. Let's go Easy Rider Yowie P2. Let's go Carson Sean P3. Big Porridge Power fan up here in the booth. That car powered by Oats always seems to.
Deathstorm Kitten hooked me up with Toss.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I tried and I just kind of botched it completely. I'm gonna
How
go
often is
easy.
it update?
Right. I'm gonna go Easy Rider P1. Yeah, Easy Rider. I'm gonna go Tin Man P2, and then I'm gonna go Red Mask P3.
Interesting. Wait, why am I in a car?
Probably because you joined during qualifying, so you're gonna have to go in the pits and retire after lap 1, and not caught because that would be interesting.
And Texas Tornado, if you're in a car too, that would probably be the same scenario.
No, I hit spectator menu.
Cam did not.
Alright, so here. Alright, so let me know what I gotta do. So, do I pit during formation lap, or do I pit after the first lap of the race? Am I just medical
Just
car?
fall back on the start and just pit as soon as you can, and just retire on the pit.
Be the Andy Wu medical car. That's what you are. Interesting, the McLarens are starting on the soft tires.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. Thank you, the Tornado of Texas. Yeah, both McLarens on the softs there. Only 2 people on KR and Red Mask. Everybody else is going to start on those medium compound of tires. Long pit lane here in Great Britain, one of the longest across F1. Actually, it is the longest here in Silverstone. So I think the mediums are the right way to go. Or actually, I apologize. I think the hards are the right way to go. I don't think outlap on those hards in the middle of the race. Safety cars, I don't think we're going to get one tonight. I think we're going to be a clean race, fellas. At least that's what I'm hoping for. 26 laps. And should be
I think I've
fine.
changed my race predictions. I think I'm gonna win.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Inside job to boot. Here we go. I second your sentiment with the safety cars. EU4 actually did not have one, I do not believe, so I think AM3 will follow suit.
Yeah, so there really isn't a lot of places on the track where you can crash and be stuck on the track. Off it, at least.
Yep, I remember.
Back onto it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Very good. Good.
I remember last season in AM3, I was. Let me get back to the map of the track. I think I was going through Abbey and Farm, and Sean Boy totally wiped me out. Not his fault. He was getting loose. I just made the wrong choice on where to go. And he wiped me straight into the wall. And I expected a safety car. Obviously, I was out, but I don't even think there was a safety car for that incident. And that seemed pretty big. I think if we do get one, it'll be just one.
Fair assessment, fair assessment. I had issues last season with Captain Rogue in Megaton Beckett's, so.
I think the. Good.
And I think that was our lone safety car in AM2 last season, so.
Uno,
I think the most realistic way a
Trace,
safety car
Quattro
occurs
Cinco.
is.
Boom.
Oh, safety
They're
car.
gone.
glitch.
We're not gone yet. Are they gone?
And they
Bang!
are underway. Easy Rider looked like he bogged down the start just a little bit. BK's on the inside of him going into Abbey. And
Oh, Tin Man's around already.
Tin Man's around already.
Oh.
And let's see. BK, Easy Rider, Jaywalker. Oh my god. Third, fourth, and fifth are just battling up. The other Red Bull just spun around in the back there. Looked like he got in contact with Case. Going down the Wellington straight for the first time. It's BK, Easy Rider, Jaywalker, Red Mask. Great start for both the Haas boys. The Ferrari hanging back in P5. Sean Boy P6, with P7, Case P8. Porridge Power, I'm still going to call him, sorry. P9, Spectre P10, Swifty, his teammate P11. Tin Man after his incident, P12, but I won't count out that Tin Man just yet. He's always done his best work from the back of the pack in my views of AM3 this season. Denny P13, Arcaka P14, and technically Cam field.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a lot of damage there on lap 1. So I was going to get a VSC for all the broken wings. I know that Witch A does have half a wing, and I think a couple of guys in the lower half of the field don't have to wait and see. Pretty sure Yoey and Tin Man got into it there through Abby on lap 1. That's the Ferrari McFrown around, and that's just added to the casualty list here tonight in Silverstone. Very unfortunate, especially with the pit lane here. See who has to come in and pit. Actually, Witch J does not decide to pit. He's going to stick it out with the pit lane being so long here. And
Biggest winner on that lap is Swifty, even though I believe he might have some front wing damage, and the biggest loser is Tin Man, down 6 spots.
Yep, and it's very noticeable. Swifty does have right front end plate is missing, so good shout out there, Texas.
Kitten's predictions are Yoey, Tin Man, and Red.
So he's going the Death Storm out. Okay, I see it, Kitten.
Case and Schomburg extremely close coming through Cobb's corner now with the Mags and Beckett. Will Case try a bold move? He will not. Schomburg through the left and right, so this tricky section. And onto the hanger straight that will go. DRS not enabled yet, but when it is, you'll be flying past whoever's in front of you. And you can probably wave to them as well. Don't close enough this time around, or is he? He is gaining into Stowe. He is going to send it a little bit. Puts his wing in there. And is he alongside with him? He is just barely alongside with him. He's entitled to the outside line. He's going to send it around that outside line. Gives him enough space. And through Club, there we go. Through Club we go. And Case is now in P5. Swifty 5 second in the pit lane, and Witch J, along with Swifty, both pit. I think McLaren just lagged somewhere on the track, which is unfortunate.
Let's see, the closest battle
That's
on
Porridge.
track. Seems like the closest battle on track right now is that exchange coming out of the pit lane. Everything else is pretty spread out at the moment.
I won't toss information on tires and damage.
I don't know why we've been having issues. Other commentator that's possibly in here. Double check. Have you guys been having issues with that as well? Because I have no telemetry other than time.
Yeah, time is the only thing that's working.
I don't think I've used Taz this year.
It's the first time I'm looking at it, like mid-race.
Yeah, I know we've been having, like, the EU4, EU3 guys have been having issues with it sporadically throughout the course of this season, so...
I'm not going to name names. We have 2 drivers that don't have their telemetry settings correct. That's okay.
Pretty sure Forge Fire's wheel is dead there just after Abby.
Here. Actually, I'll just look at that.
Oh, he got 10 seconds for exceeding track limits speeding upward.
I don't know
I'll handle that with them too. I know which 2 you're talking about, Cam.
Interesting to note, Swifty and Arcaka are back on soft tires after their pit stops. I think that's the wrong move.
Oh, absolutely. Soft last about 8-9 laps maximum. I don't know about any of you guys, but I could force the mediums to possibly go 16, maybe 17.
Yeah, I think the most I would push the mediums is about the same there.
And that's stretching it.
Be interesting to see if BK is able to break DRS from Easy Rider or not.
I don't know. Easy Rider tends to run very trimmed out setups because he's usually fast in a straight line.
Yeah, he's catching.
But I don't think any of us had BK in our at number 1 in our race predictions, so it's going to be interesting.
Nope, he's in those Alpines. They're doing well this year.
For the longest time, they were actually the only team that didn't have points because they just didn't have anybody driving for it. And then, whammo, both guys pop up, and now they're in the constructors fight. So.
I don't really have any major battles going on the track at the moment, other than the lead.
Look out for a move on Tin Man here on Sean Boy here in just a second. He's been gaining.
Yeah, you're right. Tin Man's climbing his way through the field.
So we'll have to look after. Not really sure what happened with Forge there, but we stopped on the track for about 3-4 laps, and game finally DSQ'd him.
Wondering if that's definitely something with his wheel. I would assume so.
Yeah, at least that's probably the best way to go about it. If you can't get back around, just get off the racing line as far away as possible, and don't put yourself on a wall. So, car there. Unfortunate for him, though. So there goes my podium prediction as he has left the lobby. On track, I am on board with Tin Man, trying to catch the Alpine of Sean Boy. They're actually very close into
The
Max.
Easy Rider almost.
Wow, I was on board with that, and I kind of did a nice little flinch. He lost all his momentum, lost all his DRS. He's going to have to struck them tires back down the temp and again.
Who got it was Tin Man on Sean Boy. Down the hanger straight through Stowe. He is up into P6 for that Red Bull.
He's climbing his way through the field. Look out for Easy Rider. He's got the skill to cool those tires down and get going again.
K's are the 3 second. Speaking of 3 seconds, how many people you think are going to be penalties this evening, boys?
I'm not too sure. Look at them. I'm trying to look through warnings right now, trying to gather up and see which of our top runners are going to be facing issues with that. I see Tin Man has 1 warning so far. Easy Rider, I don't know how Easy Rider did it, but Easy Rider has 2 warnings with collisions with
wow.
Tin Man.
Lap 1, turn 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was weird they gave him 2 though. It's like, how did he get 2 collision warnings that quickly before he spun?
I'm not sure, but he has definitely cut down 1.7 to 1.3,
yeah.
and it is coming down. He can do anything on BK. Jay Walker's going to have something to say to Easy Rider, Yo-E. They are kind of pulling away from the field. Behind them, we got Red Mask and K 6 seconds back. They're battling for 4th. Behind that, second half back, Boy, and then gaps just keep forming. Battle for 12 down there with J and Arcaka. We'll keep you updated on that one. Jay Walker coming through club now, and it looked kind of on rails there. Very steady. And
I didn't even try and get the 3 seconds.
Jay Walker's very confident.
I think we have about
penalty.
I think we got about 6 people that are not going to have penalties tonight.
6. I'm actually going to be devil's advocate, playing pessimist here. I'm going to probably say about 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 4 or 5.
I think 4 are going to be staying clean tonight.
Speaking of 4, heating up. The case is all over the back of Red Mask, and Time Host can shout out left, right, and center as we're talking about him. So that is always awesome. Coming down the old
look for Case to make this pass.
Yeah. I think he has
Tin Man also in DRS of Case now.
Wow. Love to see it.
Let's see. I don't know.
Case is going to have a run coming here on this next DRS straight. But then 210's going through Maggots and Beckett's. Almost had contact between Red Mask and Case going through Maggots and Beckett's. Case about rear-ended Red Mask. Case has a moment going on the exit.
Tin Man going to jump on it.
Tin Man's
not going to have... Yeah, I was going to say, Tin Man doesn't have the ERS. He's sitting at 13% currently, while the other 2 are at 59 and 60 plus respectively. So Tin Man's going to have to sit back and try to get that back down and watch them 2 fight for a lap or 2 so he could get his ERS back up.
BK is like got so much front. He's got 90%.
Yeah, he does. Holy moly.
Heard
Oh,
everybody else.
Jaywalker, Easy Rider, Yoey, banging wheels as they come
What
out
a
of
move
village
on the
there.
outside.
Yeah, nice move there from Jaywalker.
Yeah, that was a definite power move for sure, and he got it to stick through Brooklyn and left field. Now he's
Yes.
heading down toward Cops. See if he could hold it through Meggetts and Beckett's as well.
To see if Tin Man will be able to take advantage of Case and Red Mask fighting and see how fast he dispatches those two and works his way back up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, all he's gonna sit back and watch this happen. I mean, that's what I would do if I was in his position. He doesn't need to make the move just yet, but he's gonna have to make it shortly.
Right,
Agreed.
going to go past
When do we think?
Jaywalker there.
Oh yeah, glad. When do we think pit stops will occur? Here in 5-6 laps.
I'm thinking the first person's gonna dive lap 12. I'll say.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
whoa, Case.
Out of Stowe. Loses the back end there, and he's all going to be all the way down to P8. From battling for fourth down to a very unfortunate spin there. He is still chugging along.
Looks like he's clean. There's no damage that I can see on the Red Bull. Again, Tass is down as far as damage is concerned.
Yep.
I
didn't see it.
Gentlemen.
On board with him, and I didn't see any damage or any hit, but
I
he
don't
sure
think
had
he
to
lost
restart
any
his
of
heart.
I think he ghosted right through there. Perfectly.
Tin Man still has DRS on Red Mask as well. So he might be popping back up eventually. Right now, it's setting up to be a good day for Fast Boys. Jay Walker riding that momentum from his first win last week, and he's still continuing very strongly, I might add. Case has apparently left the session. I don't know if that's internet issues. I would assume so.
I was gonna say it looked like he was a dog tucked his tail behind his legs and just cruising along on a Sunday drive there. He's doing nothing.
Okay, you're making me sound old now because I actually know the reference.
I don't know that reference, so that was on accident.
I'm an old head. We'll just leave it at that.
Look for a move on Easy Rider right here from Jaywalker.
The battle on track right now. I'll stay on board with it.
Easy Rider has 25% ERS versus Jaywalker's 50.
Yeah, Jay Walker is just gonna sit behind. Looks like he's probably just gonna wait till the hangar straight. Unless, of course, Easy Rider makes a mistake.
Tin Man is just slowly gaining on Red Mask. Could expect potentially pass from Tin Man in the next couple laps if he keeps his momentum up.
I don't know. Oh, speaking of Sector 2, it looks like our Kaka? Possibly? No, I don't know. It looks like McLaren was going slowly there. I don't know about that part. I think it's gonna... Oh, somebody's diving in right... Oh, wow. Easy Rider's the first one to dive, lap 10. To me, that's a little early, but I think he's looking to try to get the undercut, which is very powerful here around Silverstone. But point, Red Mask on those hards, it's gonna pop into play where his hards are gonna be better than those mediums. So if Tin Man wants to make the move, he's gonna have to make it very, very. Otherwise, he's not gonna be able to pass him.
Is it a viable option for him to sit behind Red Mask and just get towed along as the mediums go off then?
I mean, if he doesn't have the pace to pass him right now, then that would be the faster than him right now. He definitely wants to get by him as soon as he can and build as much of a gap before he pits.
Yeah, but also the other side of the coin, if his tires are starting to fall off, sitting behind may not be a strat because he'll end up losing touch. There's also that aspect of it too. I mean, he's doing pretty well hanging on to it, so I think he's gonna go for it down the hanger straight.
Yeah, I think he's
especially with that mistake from Red Mask.
Oh, definitely. The move is definitely gonna be in a stow. It's gonna be a drag race. Whoever gets the better traction out of the corner. Oh, Red Mask defended it very well. Wow, what a defense by the hash driver.
Both BK and Jaywalker go in the pits. It seems like a fairly early call, but to wait and see. Tin Man gets a little loose coming into club. It's a nice job to save it there. BK will go on hards, and I assume Jaywalker will go on those hards.
Well,
Red Mask will take the lead of the race for now.
It may have been a little early, but they did have to counter the Easy Rider call.
Yeah, if I was Tin Man, I would be pitting this lap.
At this point, with the way it broke down, I would say, yep, again, the magic number. So this would definitely be the lap for me, given the circumstances.
What a block Red Mask just put on Tin Man there,
Man.
going through left judge. Kitten says Case's power went out, so that's awesome.
Man.
Yeah, Easy Rider caught Jay Walker on some pulled hards, with Jay Walker coming out of the pits, giving Easy Rider some clear. Won't be impeding him too much with these pit stops coming up.
BK got a big gap on Easy Rider there. Wow, over 2.5 seconds.
Did BK start on the hard tire?
No, he started on the mediums.
He only got one set of hards and mediums this year.
When BK pit? Last lap?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim has got to be going in here. He is. I think Sean Boy will be as well. He is as well. I think all the medium guys think this is their last lap.
Tim was a little slow going into the pits. He came to a stop right before he got to the pit entry line.
Let's see.
I think they lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, I think those hard compound tire runners now are going to be in a zone of their own halfway through now.
Yeah, BK's already going in.
Easy Rider's off the track.
And here, going in.
I did not see
I think
that.
he got loose out of the last corner.
At a club, yeah. Still has the car intact. He's going to come out in front of Tin Man. But he hasn't lost that gap to Jaywalker for sure.
It's huge for Tin Man's race, so it'll definitely help him keep up against his championship rival.
Definitely.
Be interesting to see if there'll be a difference in Tin Man's pace just from like 2 or 3 laps. He stayed out longer.
And not only that, Easy Rider having to cool off those, he's going to be slow at least for a sector, maybe 2.
Right.
He's good at recovery, but he'll be suffering for a minute.
He's already gained some back on Jaywalker.
There you go.
What do you guys think Red Mask and Spectre will find themselves in the pits?
After everything's said and done, Mask I think is still going to be around the top 5. Spectre, very quietly right now up in P2. My apologies to him. I actually was not paying attention much to his race, but as it looks, I'm thinking maybe 7th or 8th.
So, question, do you think Red Mask and Spectre push these to about lap 19 or 20 and put on some soft tires to the end of the race?
I think that. Oh, okay. I don't know. It depends on their tire wear, but I think they pit like 16, 17.
I mean, I know Red Mask is decent on his tire wear, and from from what I saw earlier this evening, he might be the one to try going from the hards, stretching him out to about 20. And 6 laps on those softs will be just about at the breaking point for them to lose the performance. So that's something to look at for sure.
It's quite the field spread, though.
Yeah, especially with no safety car. I mean, one of those front two are going to have, if they want to have a good result, one of those front two are going to have to try it on the softs.
Yeah, right now it's looking like BK is going to walk away with this win, though.
He's already closing the gap a little bit. Of course, the week that I don't pick him, he actually show up. Thanks, BK.
Any points will be greatly appreciated in the Alpine Academy.
No, we need points, thank you.
Much as I'd love Tin Man to win for my predictions, in terms of overall constructors, I wouldn't be quite that disappointed. Considering we only have one Alpine now, we need anything we can get. Wait, no, we have Sean Boy.
You have two. Yeah, I was going to say, you have two Alpines.
And they're in points. One of them potentially race winner.
Yep. I'll tell you, I've been impressed not only with this race, but just in general. AM3 has been pretty competitive and pretty clean for the most part. I don't recall very many safety cars at all this season.
Yeah, I think the first couple races were a little bit difficult, or not difficult, a little more competitive, and there were more incidents. But in the last few races, I don't think there's been hardly any incidents that I can think of.
You think that could be a coincidence because you got promoted to AM2?
No.
I
Totally
had to throw
not.
the thought out there. I had to throw the thought out there.
Spectre in the pits?
Shelley's right. Lap 16, lap 15. He called his shot.
He did.
Just like Babe Ruth, baby.
Jay Walker, fastest lap of clean air, 31.8.
Spectre's on the mediums, yeah.
Laps. That's the right call. 10 laps left. Or 11 laps left. That's definitely going to be the right call.
Swifty's helping out Red Mask's race right now by giving him DRS as a back marker.
Oh, jeez. And he's just going to go straight through him.
Not going to lift at all and get that stupid merging out of the way.
Don't worry. Casper's just a friendly ghost. That's all. Now, all eyes are going to be on Red Mask. How far is he going to stretch these?
I think even if he stretches into lap 18, he could do the softs from that point on. That would be. I think it's possible.
Theory. It is possible. I mean, if you're good on your tires.
Mask into pits, so we go. Lap 16, as I predicted.
Alright. Let's see what he decides to go on. If he goes on to the softs, I think that's going to be a
Fail.
Complete death warrant to his race. I'll stay on board with him. BK is going to reuse the lead. And Red Mask is on the mediums now, so he's going to have the faster tire. It looks like he's probably going to come out in P4, which is an absolute win for the Haas boys right now because they're sitting 2 and 4.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
He had a much better stop than Spectre did.
I'm going to go ahead and say no, I think Tin Man will finish in P5.
Yeah, there's
as long as Mask on the mediums. Easy Rider, I mean, he's basically like, 12 seconds, 13 seconds ahead.
Yep.
Easy Rider isn't someone that's going to get Pass too easily. Got good pace.
Spectre is going to be moving up his way through the field. Speaking of which, now he's in 7th.
Looks like his final spot, unless he can get in close enough to Sean Bade where the penalties play a part. What do we think the chances of Red Mask catching up to Easy Rider are?
I think, well, it's only 7 seconds. He might be able to sneak it off and get there. As long as he keeps on nailing laps. Sector 3, somebody, there's a yellow
McLaren.
flag there. Yeah, our Kaka's around. And Spectre, as far as penalties are concerned, Sean Boy has 6 seconds, so Spectre only has to gain a little under 2 seconds to get that spot.
I think he makes it then.
So
I'm looking at warnings right now. Let's see. Easy Rider, last one he got was lap 13. I'll see if he's got any more. See if he's got 2 at least. That could be potentially troublesome.
yeah, if
He has 2 warnings, so his next one's a penalty.
okay, I did see one where he looked like, I think it was him that came off at Vale toward the start finish straight. That looked like another warning. At least it should have been.
Tin Man's only got 1 track limit penalty.
Red Mask is getting second this lap. I'd look out for a fastest lap as well.
Oh, McFrown's around. He was gaining on Spectre UKR. That's battle for P8 over. And he'll have to get back going on some hot tires. Definitely go back up here to the battle with Jay Walker. Jay Walker can close that gap down. I'm sorry, Texas, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm watching Red Mask right now.
Jay Walker also has 2 warnings.
Oh boy.
Red Mask might be clean. I don't think I see anything for Red Mask in here.
I haven't.
Red Mask is completely clean. So good on him.
It'll be a fastest lap here. Guarantee it. I was wrong.
It was just, I mean, you got it right, just wrong.
And our Kaka retires. It looks like he retired in the pits. So both McLaren boys calling it a day.
Yeah, Tin Man's starting to lose touch with Red Mask. Now that Red Mask's tires are all heated up and whatnot.
Yeah, kind of expected that.
Right.
How did Easy Rider lose 7? Oh, he spun out. That's right.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I think our tightest battle is actually our battle for the lead. Jay Walker and DK.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yep. Easy. There's 3 seconds. That puts Red Mask even more in play.
It puts him at 2.5 tenths, pretty much.
Yeah, potential podium on there.
Past podium as it sits currently, more than likely, unless Red Mask decides to bottle it, which I don't see any signs of him doing so.
I think the top 3 stay the way they. Yeah, I think the top 3 stay the way they are now.
I don't know. Jay Walker looks like he's got something for BK down the stretch the last 7 laps.
Possible, but that's just my prediction.
Um,
I'm not saying it's not going to battle, but
no, I don't know. It looks like he's getting a better run at Abbey Farm and through the loop, and BK definitely looks like he's got straight line speed.
Yeah, based on the secretized returns, that's definitely very clear to be the case.
Jaywalker's in DRS range now, though.
This is going to get very interesting fairly quickly. BK is going to have to do something.
BK
Both
got
around the
straight line
same.
speed, that's probably where all those overtakes are going to happen, so yeah.
They're about the same on ERS as well. Looked like BK had a little bit of a bobble through Beckett's there, and he had a bobble Chapel.
I didn't see any bobble, but that maybe just be me.
Might be just lag. spike lag.
Or you're just blind. Stevie
Oh.
Wonder. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You have to consider all possibilities here.
Yeah, all possibilities, yeah.
Way to go, gentlemen. Thanks. Appreciate the love and support. Shelly, Wyatt, how you enjoying the race?
I'm just hanging out, man. I'm enjoying this Battlefield V1 between BK and Jaywalker. And it almost says I'm gifting admin rolls if Red Mask wins. Ah. Look at Bomb. Bomb is trying to implode the Discord. Awesome.
Oh man, Jaywalker is very, very close. This is going to be a nice battle for 4 half laps.
Yeah, even tires and the ERS is 10% in favor of BK, but that could go up over the next couple laps. Jaywalker decides just to sit in the DRS, which I'd wait till the last lap to make a pass here, especially on that hanger straight. It's very powerful.
But we're gonna take a quick second here while they get the maggots back. It's our biggest winners of the race so far. We got Spectre and Dennis up 4 spots. Our biggest loser is Case in Your Face down 5 spots. Walker with he's gained 3 spots from his original grid slot.
He's gonna go for a move here.
He's gonna go for it. Outside of Stowe, let's see who's gonna get. The outside line is definitely better. And he's gonna get it in the club.
Send it.
What
Okay, good to not have contact there. It's good to see.
And Jaywalker definitely earned that. Let's see what he can do now if he can try to pull it out. It's definitely not over yet. There's no way this is over yet.
Wasn't Jaywalker last week's winner as well?
Yes, he was.
Was that his first win?
Yes, it was.
Ooh.
He's looking strong tonight.
Looks like
Yes,
the second half of the season might be the Jaywalker season.
Which won't bode well for Tin Man's championship hopes, but he's still got him as of right now. It's sitting in damage control. It is still a top 5.
I mean, Easy Rider loses points as well. Every position Jaywalker takes, and a bounce.
Yes.
Secondary storyline: Red Mask is still gaining on Easy Rider, so Easy Rider may be struggling still. He's gained 5/10 in this last lap.
Yeah, he could potentially put himself within that 3-second gap he needs to overtake him by penalties.
Yeah, he's got 4.5 laps to do it, so it's possible.
BK is going to make a move here for sure.
Just a matter of which he's going to take. Wow.
I think he got out of the toe a little too early.
And yeah, it looked like he just a tad it.
Yeah, see, he had more distance between him and the car in front, but oh well, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, but
See what he could do now.
BK is sitting back on some on 40 RS. Jaywalker burned his down to 15. Currently,
Yeah, if I was Jaywalker, I would save.
And Prince has no choice if he burns it all right now. It's an easy pass for BK. Prince can make guarantees it at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think BK might just be content sitting back behind him until the last lap, and then just burn all, whatever he has left on him straight away of his choice, and do a deal there eventually.
The straightaway of his choice better be the hanger straight, because if he gives Jaywalker another hanger straight to do anything with it, may be a fatal mistake.
I don't think we're going to see an overtake on this particular straight. We're going to have to wait for another lap.
No, he's can. Yep. Just a matter of how comfortable he feels sitting behind Jaywalker.
He's ready to struggle and going through those last sector turns. Not Easy Rider, BK.
Yeah, Walker definitely lightning McFrown. Oh wow, 3 seconds, and we got somebody off at looks like Chapel going into Chapel.
That's a Ferrari.
It's definitely lightning McFrown for sure. Denny, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Red Mask just 7/10 off a Easy Rider now.
Yeah, because of the penalty. Yep.
You know, Tin Man is sitting there just praying for every position Easy Rider to lose as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we might see BK have a run. He has a good exit. What is it? What is this?
Cops. That's Cops. He's going. He's still Megats Beckett's going in through Chapel now, and he's definitely got that run. So I wouldn't. He's hanging back. He's gonna play. Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh. Is BK gonna hang it around the outside? No, he is not. I think BK started using some of his battery a bit. 2 laps too early or something. Waited a little bit longer because he's.
Yeah, that was definitely
20% of his battery.
That was definitely a half-hearted attempt at that for sure.
So he needed to go all in, and he was going to use it like that.
With Jay's into the pits, it looks like he is gonna try and steal fastest lap attempt.
Oh. Red Mask is gunning for it here. He knows what's at stake.
7:10. BK looks like he's just gonna literally sit behind and wait for it. At this point, he's committed to it.
BK had a little bit of a oversteer coming out of that turn.
So.
I'd get right back up on him. He's in danger of losing DRS, I think.
Yeah, Megats Beckett and Chapels for the penultimate time, going down the Hanger Straight. Jay Walker goes purple through Sector 2 for the race. 5. Where did that come from?
BK is going to need to close up this gap as much as he can in these last couple turns if he has any hope of getting him on this next.
Yep. 5 tenths, 6 tenths. This is where Jay Walker shines, though. This is where the downforce will actually come into play. Now we're going into the final lap. Jay Walker looking for back wins in his debut season of COS here.
BK's used about all of his ERS. Sorry for cutting you off there.
You're good. It's a good
Red
shot.
Mask and Easy Rider are both out of ERS, so it's basically just going to come down to who has the pace on this final lap.
Tin Man with 3 seconds. Tin Man with 3 seconds now. By the way,
he's going to lose his spot. Oh no, Sean Boyd. So.
Yeah. By the way, it looks like my prediction for penalties has been correct with 4. So, yeah, I got something right. Woohoo!
Oh, BK.
BK. Looked like he lost a little bit.
He's got literally no ERS, so versus Jay Walker's 16. So he's gonna need the one great launch right here.
I think Jay Walker's got it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I don't know about that. He's got something. Nope. Nope.
Until maybe the final turn, maybe the run down here, we could see it.
Yeah, unless there's an accident or a mistake.
No, it's done.
Nope. Jay Walker coming through Club and Vale for the final time this evening for another masterful win here in COS.
Oh, Red Mask! He spins!
Wow!
No!
He was 200ths off. He was 200 potentially.
Less than that.
Easy Rider's podium.
Easy Rider finishes P3. Red Mask spinning around Club Vale here. And he will finish P4. Tin Man will should finish P5. Damage control day for the Red Bull.
Almost a double podium for the Haas as well.
Ooh, Schomburg
Ah,
finishes P6. Spectre is coming around P7. Double points for the Ferrari in 8th and 9th, respectively. And then rounding out the field with J for double points for Red Bull. Swifty in 11th. Case last of the running. Arkaka will be classified 13th. And technically Carson will be classified 4th. Once again, no safety cars. So
that's impressive.
Shouts to everybody here.
That can be a early indicator for tomorrow for how we're gonna fuel our car.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we follow Death Storm's trend, there's going to be 5 safety cars due to me.
Yeah, I guess according to Deathstorm, Texas is a wrecking ball.
I mean, Tornado isn't my name.
Stirring up trouble.
Here for, gentlemen. That's what I'm here for.
I'll just ask what you have to say whenever I beat you tomorrow. How about that?
Jay Walker is definitely the driver of the day. Sure.
Definitely.
But our final positions here looks like we got Jay Walker winning the race here with BK and Easy Rider finishing out the top 3, followed by Red Mask, Tin Man, Sean Boy, Spectre, Lightning McFrown, Dennis, and Whit J round out the top 10. And our non-points finishers are Swifty, Case Interface, and our non-finishers are Kaka, Karsten Chong, and I can't see the final one underneath there. Oh, it was me. I was a non-finisher.
Technically. How did you forget about yourself? That's just that's an insult to yourself, man. What?
Yeah.
What?
Early stages of Alzheimer's.
I have no idea. I just know. Let's see. All right. Jay Walker, BK, and I know Easy Rider does not, and I wish he did because, you know. So we got Jay Walker.
How about we pop Red Mask in here?
That's what I was gonna do next. I gotta find BK. If anybody could find BK, that'd be great.
He's on PC. I don't think he's in the interview.
No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So I'll go with Red Mask.
Just do Red Mask and Jay Walker. I don't think Red Mask is gonna come because it's like 3 a.m. for UK.
Right. I'll find out soon enough.
Do we want to add Tin Man? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I'll add him in here.
I interview him. So.
Yeah,
That's one job. So to him.
More the merrier. So what does the championship standings look like?
Going in, Tin Man had 118, Easy Rider had 99, Jay Walker had 79.
Okay.
So 40 points between the top 3.
Welcome, Tin Man. Do we have all these? Here we got Jay Walker, Tin Man, and were we gonna invite anybody else, or is that it?
I think that's going to be it.
All right.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'll start from. Normally, I start from the bottom, but I'm going to start at the top. Jay Walker, back-to-back debut wins here in COS. How do you feel, first and foremost?
Yeah, so you also, another thing to mention is that you gain more positions from your starting grid than drivers. That's also noteworthy.
Yeah, usually Abby around Silverstone causes problems, especially if somebody does. Um, but yeah, the battle with BK was very interesting to watch from not only my perspective, but I'm pretty sure everybody else's perspective. Um, Congratulations on the win, and maybe the second half of the season's your half. You guys have any questions for him?
Nope, I can't think of any.
Nope.
At what
Uh,
point of the race did you think that you were going to do it?
yep. Congratulations yet again.
Th-
Um, I do not know if you guys lost Tin Man, but on my screen it
I'm
said I
Yeah,
lost
we
Tin
lost
Man.
him.
it just
Oh, Tin
But,
Man's
uh,
here.
but something that Jay Walker was saying is definitely absolutely good point. Keeping it clean in terms of penalties. We were predicting early on how many people were going to be penalty-less in Death Storm, and I got it right. But you were one of them. You were one of our 4 drivers that we predicted that would be penalty-less. So that's key. You know, just staying out of trouble in that sense, not getting those penalties that kill your races, and that's how you move on up.
Yep. All right, I will now move on to. Normally, this is a podium interview, but Tin Man P5 damage control for your championship against Easy Rider again this week. It looked like a tougher race from your perspective, especially after the start.
yeah. Well, I'm not really sure what happened at the start, but it spun me, and once I got spun without a safety car, I didn't really have much else of a shot to get up there. So I was just trying to. Thankfully, I didn't get any damage, but in this, I had no wing damage or anything, so that helped. But I just had nothing for him. I was just lucky to get P5, and then I ended up getting that penalty, and I'm like, crap, but that's all I got behind me. I also had one, so I wasn't worried about it because it hurt me. And then I
Right.
heard an Easy Rider spun, so Easy, if you hear this, I'm sorry, but I love it when you do that. Because whenever you
Uh,
mess up and I'm not having a great race, you're not gaining as many points, so this is good. But now we're letting Jay Walker catch up, so what the hell are we doing? I mean, heck.
nice catch. But
So
yeah,
it's on.
no, now the top three. I apologize. Go ahead.
I was about to say you was talking about like spinning and whatnot. It was kind of unfortunate. I don't know how aware you were of the battle in terms of is ahead of you, but Red Mask coming into the final few corners, he was 200ths away from beating Easy Rider on penalties, and he had a spin, costing you a few points on your championship rival. Were you?
Yeah, it
Were,
is
were,
what it
were, were you
is.
aware of that, or were you just focused on your
No,
race?
I just know these next few races are going to be really hard. Because Monaco is, but it's going to be a who can dodge who first.
Do you think you're going to be the man in qualifying there, or how is your pace like looking ahead to next week?
I really
And
don't
I'll
know.
ask the same question to Jay Walker too in a second.
I feel slow, but I really don't feel fast. I don't think I'll qualify on the front. But as you guys know, I like to overtake in places you say I can't do it, so just expect to see some of that.
Oh,
Just
jeez.
don't get an incident
No,
report on you.
Oh, I won't hit nobody.
no. Wait. What's the
It'll be
whole?
like it'll be
What's the
like
old
me
Jeff
and
line?
Fraunfelter in the preseason testing in the corners of France, except it'll be
So
Monaco.
What's the old adage from Jeff? Oh, no heroics in the Sandoval, please.
Oh, they're not heroics. It's just drama.
so you're gonna send these moves, and it's gonna be the other driver's fault if it doesn't work out right.
We'll pass people in turn one. They're never gonna know what.
Yeah. But Jay Walker, what are you thinking about next week? What's your pace like around there? Have you done any testing? What you thinking? Absolutely. Could have
Um,
said it better myself.
Don't let the sun get
absolutely.
your eyes out of the tunnel.
Shelly, you've been pretty quiet pretty much all evening. Do you have any questions, comments, closing arguments, whatever have you?
Concerns.
Monica should be fun next week. That's about it.
I'm looking forward to Japan, to be honest.
Looking forward to the sandwich in between Monaco and Singapore.
I just want Suzuka won there last year in the rain race, so I'm hoping to repeat that, but not the rain.
Death Stormer, I think, or Texas Tornado was actually talking about that race earlier today.
Oh,
The broadcast.
Yeah, the train wreck that was Suzuka in the rain.
Don't
So
have
it sounded
the
like it went
commentators
good for you as a win, but we were advised not
overall
to
race
go
was
back
great.
and watch.
Don't watch
I'm
that.
racing in the
Do
front.
not go watch that race. That was horrible.
I've rewatched it like 5 times.
Yeah. All right,
Did you enjoy like
heard it
the
here,
8-man booth?
So you heard it from here. Tin Man says go watch Japan last season. Everyone else is.
Hey man, it's
Don't,
wet.
don't go
I was
watch
on
that
soft
race.
tires for 8 laps, for like 3 laps longer than everybody else was. They were on interest, so yeah, it's really interesting.
Alright.
Why'd you do that?
Because it didn't feel bad, and it worked.
Okay, fair
All
enough.
right, Shelly. Shelly, you want to close this out, my friend?
Yeah, I'll close the door. Does anybody else have anything else to say before I go my spiel?
No,
Love
sir,
you,
Shelley.
Perfect.
Negative.
This has been AM3 on a Monday. We'll be in Monaco next week. I'll be joined by Deathstorm again, and maybe some friends. We'll see you next
Oh, also tune in tomorrow night.
weekend
AM2.
after Monday. Thank you for joining us, and good night. Clap!